So you want to main this little shit. A champion with one of the most outdated kits is squishier than a rubber ball to the point where just hearing the word Talon or Zed makes you want to shit yourself. Has no dashes nor flashy plays and overall does not compete in any way with the broken Juggernaut's top lane, nor any of the super bruisers that will inhabit the lane as well. Yeah, despite all this, you still want to main him. Well, then there's seriously something wrong with you. And me, so let's start. As a Teemo / Fizz main, I know, I'm a degenerate. With 100,000 mastery points on each, I can tell you that right now is one of the best moments to start playing this little guy. I may not be faker, but I do know a couple of helpful tips that will help you get to the point where you just won't feed, or at least most of the time. So, who is Teemo? Teemo is a member of the Battle Scouts, which is a military organization from the Yordles in Battle City that help defend everything Yordle related, from secret missions to save captured Yordles, infiltration of different cities with human personas, to defending the city itself. Teemo is known as a chip and friendly person, at least that is until he starts a mission where he turns into a cold-blooded assassin, not afraid to kill anyone or anything to get the mission done. So Teemo's passive, Reject Humanity, Return to Monkey, takes him back to Vietnam, where if he stands still for 1.5 seconds, he will go invisible. If he moves, attacks, gets his space, or even fucking twitches. However, if he goes in a bush for 1.5 seconds, he will instead be allowed to move while invis as long as he stays within a bush. Now, why do I say a bush and not the bush? Well, and that's why. If for any reason Teemo breaks invisibility, he will get the second half of his passive, which will give him bonus attack speed. And here's some brush stats that I forgot. Now, Teemo Q is called Shouldn't Work on Lee Sin. It's literally a point and click that, well, blinds. That means no one can auto attack you while you're under the blind. And here's the math I almost missed. Teemo W is called Move Quick. And oh boy, I bet you wouldn't have guessed what the name implies. You move the quick. So Teemo's W, it has a passive that allows him to move faster just generally normally. However, if you activate the passive, it will allow him to move twice as fast, which goes from 10 to 20 up to 26% to 52%. This ability allows you to kite and poke out your laner easier if you want to get out of the danger zone, or if you also want to run up, poke, and run away from a gank or something. Teemo's E is called the You Really Thought You're Gonna Survive. It gives your opponent a crippling poison every auto attack for 4 seconds while also giving an on-hit AP damage. If you hit them again, it resets the poison duration, meaning that as long as you hit them consistently, they should be losing a substantial amount of on-hit while also taking a decent dot over time. This ability alone is what lets Teemo harass so hard against other laners, specifically range versus melee. Teemo's R is called Fuck the Geneva Convention, as Teemo's R allows him to store 3 to 5 traps that are these mushrooms that he can put down, and if you walk over them, you'll take a massive dot of damage from AP. This alone is what makes Teemo so annoying to play against, not just as a lane, but also just in a game. These little mushrooms will pop you for more than half your health late game, and if you're an ADC, good luck trying to survive it. So, these mushrooms can be tossed on each other to bounce, or they can also be put down in different areas for bushes for vision. And here's the explosive math. So how do you play Teemo exactly? Well, Teemo is a lane ranged as harasser that is supposed to poke you down and use his blind to stop you from effectively CSing. You use your W passive to get movement speed to walk up and poke from a safe distance while also being able to get out of the danger zone. Or to dodge skill shots if, they have any. Once you poke them low enough, then you can pop your W and or flash to combo them with the auto attack Q, auto attack reset, and ignite them. Then you just auto attack them until they die. So when you play Teemo, you're not there to be the most broken champion on your team. You're there to be the most annoying little shit that can piss off your opponents to the point where they stop playing the game, and then it's a 4v5 15 minutes in because of the rage quit. Your mushrooms allow you to ward up an entire area for vision, and also for AoE AP damage during fights. So I highly recommend you place them in choke points and objectives like Baron and Dragon. These nuts on you. As for runes, here are the ones I take normally. I tend to take PTA because of the on-hit of your E plus Nash's and 10% bonus damage is just insane because it's all free. But against Nasus, I take Phase Rush as I don't want to get shoved in molasses and proceed to get decanned to demorg. Grasp is also great against super tanky top laners that have no mobility, which will allow you to get tankier while also gaining extra sustain. There's also the Dark Harvest one for the one-shot potential, and the other build for Summon Airy that allows you to poke harder, but I don't really use these ones as I see these are a little bit outdated, but I do recommend that you give them a shot. And now for items. For Mythics, I take Riftmaker instead of Liandry's, unless they are extremely tanky, because the Omnivamp is super good for staying alive versus the extra damage and or MR pen, as you get true damage on top of healing. Nashor's is the second buy. As an on-hit AP attack speed item, you can see why it's amazing for Poketation, to the point where sometimes I'd even recommend taking the Leech component for the Omnivamp and instead rush Nashor's Tooth for the straight damage. Sork Boots are amazing because, of course, you know, MR pen, but I do take Steel Plates and Merc Treads sometimes depending if the team has too much CC or too much damage, and the blocking and or tenacity is more valuable to keep me alive. As for the rest of the build, it's actually kind of simple. You can go Deathcap for the raw damage, Void Staff for damage and also MR pen, Zhonya's for the anti-one-shot active and also the armor, or Banshees in the case in which the enemy team has AP, so you get the Spell Shield to stop, you know, the pesky CC engage, and also have a lot of MR. And last but not least, you could always take the amazing item Morello's in case they have a lot of healing items or a lot of healing in their kit. If you're feeling extra cocky, of course, you can take Magi's. It's always an option if you are fed and never die, but I don't recommend it for new players as losing the stacks makes the item essentially useless. And well, that was my guide on Teemo. I hope it teach a couple of you guys on how to play him a little bit better, and I will also be releasing a Fizz one later on for those of you who want to be a double degenerate like me. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.